Good morning to all my friends at Parker Elementary. I'm Miss Purser, and I'm so happy to be reading you the story, The Bear and the Fern, by Mr. J and illustrated by Mary Manning. You may have noticed that I've read you a couple of stories by Mr. J. I read Ricky the Rock That Couldn't Roll, and yesterday I read The Masterpiece, and today I'm reading The Bear and the Fern. I just want you to know that over the summer, if you really liked Mr. J's stories, he's written a lot of stories. And perhaps your mom or dad could take you to the library, let you check a few out. Or maybe they could order some online for you or download some digitally for you. But I just want to encourage you, if you like the 3 stories that I've read to you by Mr. J, he's written a lot of books and they're really good. So I hope you'll check them out over the summer. Whatever you do over the summer, I hope you'll keep reading. I'm delighted to be bringing you the story, The Bear and the Fern. It started one day with a man and his wife. They moved into a house to begin a new life. They laid down the carpets and painted one wall. They hung up some pictures in the front entry hall. Their family came over, bringing gifts for their home. 3 blenders, 2 toasters, and a used garden gnome. And one final gift that they liked quite a lot, a smallish green plant in a reddish clay pot. The plant was placed down near a window with care in a room with a crib and a brand new stuffed bear. The bear had a brilliant white fur and a wide, happy grin, like he just couldn't wait for the fun to begin. The bear woke each night and snuck out the door, anxious to run around the house and explore. He'd ask the plant nicely each night before he went, "Can we go for a walk?" But she'd never consent. "I can't go, don't bother," said the plant, sounding stern. "I'm not able to move, I'm only a fern." "But won't you just try?" The bear sounded confused, but Fern shook her leaves as she firmly refused. So Bear, with a sigh, would explore on his own, while Fern watched the yard through the glass all alone. Weeks rolled by, and Fern wouldn't relent, secure in her place, unmoved and content, while Bear ran off playing with new friends he had made, a vacuum, some books, and a pink lampshade. He'd ask every night, before roaming about, "Couldn't we go for a walk? It's so nice to get out. There's a garden out back, and it smells so sweet, with some funny old roses that I'd like you to meet." And each time he'd ask, Fern would soundly reject. "I'm a potted house plant. What do you expect? Plants sit and we grow and we take in the sun. We don't walk, we don't spin, we don't have much fun." "But how do you know? Try it once," he'd implore. But Fern wouldn't budge from her place on the floor. Months passed by and days became colder. Bear's fur had faded and Fern had gotten older. Each night Bear'd go out, whether snow, cold, or rain, while Fern watched him play from behind her glass pane. And night after night he'd ask Fern to go, but each time he'd ask, she'd just shake her leaves. No. Seasons flew by and years faded away, with Fern in her spot and Bear out to play. His one ear was chewed and his fur matted down. Her leaves had grown bigger and some edges were brown. But still Bear kept trying. "You don't need to be prone." And Fern would snap back, "Just leave me alone." Decades would pass in much the same way, and then as it happened, on one fateful day, a strange man appeared and came through the door, and he dropped a big box in the room on the floor. He packed up the box with all that could fit, some toys, a few games, and a used catcher's mitt. He moved out of the bed, the dresser, the chair. Then on top of the box, he placed the old bear. "I've no room for this plant," the man said with a bark, and he left Fern behind on her spot in the dark. Fern sat really still in the silence of the night, reflecting upon her unfortunate plight. The only light came from a bit of moon glow, and she anxiously looked through the frosty window. But no one was playing in the cold wintry air, and she wept as she realized that Bear wasn't there. As for Fern weeping, then all alone, with her leaves withered dry, Fern sadly wondered, well, what if I try? She rocked to the left and she swayed to the right, pushing herself with all of her might. It took all of her strength and the last of her will, but she took a small hop away from the sill. She couldn't believe it, and she started to cry. "Oh, I knew you could do it if only you tried. It was Bear." He'd come back, and he stood at the door, more faded, more brilliant than ever before. "I'm sorry," said Fern, as she finished her spin. "I'm sorry I waited so long to begin." Bear hobbled over to Fern's brand new spot and put his arm gently around the clay pot. "Come, Fern," Bear whispered, too choked up to talk. "Come, take my hand, and we'll go for a walk." I hope you enjoyed that story. Had a little technical difficulty with my cat, Tony, here at the end. But I really like that story, and I love how Bear is such a good friend to Fern, that he encouraged her always to keep trying. I hope you're that kind of friend. I hope that anybody that you're friends with, that you see having trouble trying, that you'll give them that little push, you'll give them that little nudge, and you'll help them to keep going. I hope you enjoyed the story today. I sure enjoyed reading it to you today. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.